he's going to go out and play. I mean, he's going to give what he can. Obviously, he hasn't played for a while, so we'll try and keep him fresh. But he's going out there because he's ready to play.
Terry, how do you think your bigs, aside from all of which you played in the first 2 games?
I think defensively they've done a very good job on Randolph and Gasol. They have tough individual matchups, and I think they've done a good job with that. Taking them individually, I thought Myers has obviously shot the ball well, and he's been a bright spot in the series. Robin was more effective offensively in game 2, ran the court well, finished around the basket. Obviously Chris missed the second game, but he really kept us. He and LA's rebounding was important in game 1. So, on the whole, I think they've been relatively solid. I don't think they've really done much differently than what they've done during the regular season. I think it's a little hard to evaluate because we have missed some shots, and certainly we're not the same team that played them during the regular season. I think Wes was averaging 10 3 attempts, and that's a big part of our offense. So comparing these 2 games to the games of the regular season, they missed players. We don't have the same players, but I don't think defensively they've changed really that much. If anything, they've probably given a little bit more attention to Damian in LA, but they're playing LA straight up in the post for the most part. Their pick and roll coverages really hasn't changed very much, but they're still a very good defensive team.
Offensively, what have their guards done to be so effective? Is it as simple as hitting shots?
When Conley hits a couple threes behind a screen, that's not something that they do very much. Controlling the ball has been very important going into the series, and we haven't done a good job with that, particularly with Conley and Udrih. But it's not only just pick and rolls. I think in game 1 is as much handoffs and dribble handoffs than it was pick and rolls. Most of Udrih's scores came off of those type of actions rather than pick and rolls. But we got to keep the ball out of the paint and just keep contesting shots. As long as I still believe if we force mid-range shots and that they're contested, not open, but we can't dare them to shoot. I think we got to come into it with a confidence and a belief that we can win game 3, but understand that it's not a given just because we're coming home. I've been involved in other series where one team in particular where you came back home and we ended up not playing well in game 3, and you can't assume anything just because you're coming home.
Are you concerning yourself with any type of desperation type play because you don't want to go into that 0-3 hole?
To some degree, I think in playoffs in general, you have to play with a desperation. You have to give it every possession. You can't. You have to compete at an extra high level, and whether you call it desperation or what, there has to certainly be an urgency.